Hey, what's poppin', guys? Fizzle here. If I look around my classes right now on this account, we got some pretty bad loadouts in terms of the visual looks of the hats and stuff. I mean, the spy looks okay, in my opinion. I know that's just in my opinion, but stuff like, the heavy here, and like the medic, and even like the sniper, even though he's got this nice hat, he looks kind of bland, and we want to get some more hats for him. But I don't want to spend, like, if you look at the Valve store, what do they want for a hat? Let's just get any random, like, hat. Yeah, $5 for a heavy hat? I don't want to spend $5 for a heavy hat, and you don't have to. If you have trading unlocked, you can get it very cheap, which I'll show you later. But first, I want to show you how to find loadouts and kind of fine-tune your loadouts. And to do that, you just have to open your web browser of choice. This is definitely not my web browser of choice, but I'm going to open up Edge for this demonstration. And you just want to go to loadout.tf. I'll link in the description. It should work fine on Chrome, Opera GX, Brave, Safari, like everything should work just fine. And all you want to do here is just click whatever class you want to make look better. So in our case, let's say we want to make a nice soldier set. Just click on the soldier down here, and he'll slowly load in, nice and simple. Now to check what hats we can use, we'll hit this little, plus icon here, and it'll load a full list of every single soldier, hat, medal, everything for soldier, all the way, even the rarities. It's important to recognize that the price will differ for different items, right? So not everything's gonna be like really cheap or really expensive. For example, all the stuff here that doesn't have like a border around it is generally going to be cheaper because those are craft hats. Anything down here, you notice they have different colors. Blue will be relatively cheap, but definitely more expensive than the others. Purple will be more expensive than that. Pink will be more expensive than that, and then red is like actually pretty pricey. I think the cheapest red is like $5 of real money. And by the way, like the non-rated items up here, I think they're like 1 cent a piece, give or take. So they're really, really cheap. And you'll also notice we have some items up here. I almost always do show Halloween items to off because you don't want items that only work in October or in full moons. That's just generally bad in my opinion. And also hide conflicting items. And I would also click here to disable medals because you get those from like tournaments and stuff. And weapons, because we're not here to, I mean, you can use this to make like what loadouts that work better with certain weapons. So if I wanted to use like, if I have this enabled and you type in like the original, or I can equip the original on my class here on the side and I could see how that would look. But I'm not going to do that because I don't particularly care for how any weapon looks. And hide conflicting items makes it so you can't have items equipped that don't work together. Right, so you can't wear the Stout Shaco and the Chieftain Challenge together. If I click the Chieftain Challenge, you notice the Stout Shaco is nowhere to be seen, gets deleted. If I unequip it, which you can either do by clicking up here or clicking on in the menu here, you can see it all returns, right, Stout Shaco's back. If I turn this off, now all of a sudden I can wear both of them together and see how goofy that would look. But this is not something you could actually accomplish in TF2 without the use of glitches, some of which just get patched over time, so I would not recommend looking at up this way. But let's go make ourselves a loadout for soldier with what we already have. So first off, I go to soldier right now. I kind of like the general monotone of leisure or whatever. I think it's decent looking, and I think we could work with it. So I'm going to type in gentle to go search that up. There we go. And let's turn on hide conflicting items and see what we can equip with this thing. So for example, let's say I want the Cheater's Lament. How would that look? Right, that one just clips really badly, doesn't really show anything. It doesn't look too great. And by the way, this won't look 1-to-1 in game. You'll notice there's like a really big glow around the Cheater's Lament. But if you've ever seen it in TF2, it's not this glowy. But it's about accurate. I mean, it has a glow effect, it's just not this apparent, right? This has a smoke effect, but the smoke's just not that apparent. Could be because of my low graphic settings, but either way. And you could also check out how paint would look. So for example, let's say I want the Exquisite Rack, right? That's like the normal version. If I click the little paint icon, I change this to like the purple paint. You can see this is purple antlers. They look pink to me, but that's just the way the antlers work. Now if I pick, for example, Lord Coxswain's beard here, which is what I use on my main account, I color that purple, it actually looks purple, and it actually looks okay. I mean, you got like 2 things of smoke, and it combos together pretty well. But let's go get a nice set to go with this. What do I want to do here? Right. I do want to make this look different from my main account. Otherwise, I mean, I actually do really like Lord Coxswain's novelty mutton chops and pipe. I think it looks nice. But since I already have that on my main account, let's make this one look a little bit different. Let's get a completely new look. All right, how's the Macho Man look? It looks almost silly. I actually kind of like that. Let's keep looking around. Let's unequip that for now. Yeah, let's keep seeing. We got Marshall's mutton chops. That's an interesting one. Lone Survivor, I happen to know is expensive, but otherwise, you know, how would you know? And now we're getting down here, and a lot of this stuff is a bit more pricey, but still an option. I mean, it's not like this stuff is like $1 million. Some of the stuff is like 10 cents instead of 1 cent, so that's something you could still afford. How does this actually look? I've seen a lot of people with this one. Yeah, it doesn't really go with the hat that well. I might just go with the silly look, to be honest. I kind of like the way that looked when we had on our silly little... what was it? The disguise, I think? What was that one called? Even Bristol Crisis, there's that look. That actually goes really well. I like the look of that. So let's see how I'd go about getting it. Right, we go to backpack.tf, and if any of you have seen the how to get the weapon sheet video, you'll know this is how you'll generally trade for things, and that's exactly what we're doing here. So we're gonna go look up the Cuban Bristle Crisis. Cuban Bristle Crisis. You'd see it's 20 refined, which is pretty expensive. Most hats are 1 to 2 refined, like 1.55 ref or something. But this is 20 times the price of a normal hat. Like if I go back here and I pull out just any random thing here that, you know, isn't super desired or like has special stuff around it, right? And I can only generally see that by actually seeing the hats, because hats are cheaper than the things that aren't considered hats. So, you know, for example, let's say I wanted this Toy Soldier. I don't know why I would. I don't really think it looks nice, but someone might, right? Toy Soldier, it's a 1.66 refined, which is, you know, like, they say it's 8 cents here, but that's not how much this is worth. 1 refined is worth like 3 cents, I think, if we go back to the main page. Where you can see 1 refined is 0.028 to 0.029, so it's 3 cents. Right, this is 3 cents, and if you trade for it with refined, it is 3 cents. If you're curious how to get refined, kind of how the values of that work, that's explained more in my TF2, you know, how to get weapons sheet video. I'd recommend watching that as well. But just for the sake of example, and because I think this is a pretty neat looking thing, I'm gonna go get myself a Cuban Bristle Crisis from the spot. Let's go to community, and I'm gonna go add him, even though I actually have to log in to go do that. And there we go, scan my QR code to go log in. Let's go message the bot that just messaged us. And send him the message he wants, which was buy Cuban Bristle Crisis right here. Let me copy that, paste it in the chat for him. And we have a lot of refined already on our account. Let me actually show that off. Right, you see this is my account right now. In my inventory, we have a lot of weapons, a lot of refined though, a lot of refined. Not that much. We don't actually have too much, but we have like a page or two, which is like 40 or 50 refined. So we're using half our refined on this, meaning for every other class I'd get cheaper stuff. But this is just how you would buy a hat. Like I said, most of the time you can get a full loadout where each item is about 1 to 2 refined, so the whole thing would be like 6 refined. You can also get things that work on multiple classes, which is super useful. Let's try this again. Oh. Did someone just buy it? No way. Someone just bought it right as I went to buy it, so let's go contact another bot, I suppose. Let's go remove this guy before I forget. That's insane. That is actually ridiculous. But here we go. Let's go add this guy. And he will send us a message. And we have a different type of message this time, right? Buy underscore Cuban Bristle Crisis. So I'm going to go do that. The elderly your inventory Steam might be down. There's just no way. There's like I just looked at my inventory like a second ago. And if I go to inventory, It's loading for me, but it might have the bot API down or something. That does happen. It's rare, but it's happened in both of my videos so far, which is really unlucky. So I guess we'll have to wait to do this trade, but we shouldn't have to wait more than like 5 to 10 minutes. It really doesn't take that long. So let's add him back. This guy was this type of bot with the underscores. Generally, they just do the trade. Generally, just do the trade right away if it works. But I guess I'll have to wait. All right, let's see if waiting 3 minutes was enough time. Really? Is Steam are Steam item servers steamstat.us is the one I normally look at? Yeah. No, the TF2 API is normal. I say everything's working. That's really weird. Let me try another bot. I probably just should have done that to begin with, and not one with the same message, because they generally have the same problem. Let's go try this guy. I think literally just that first bot didn't have it in stock, because bots almost never fail like this while the actual inventory works. If you go onto Steam and your inventory doesn't load, then it might actually be a problem with the servers, but when it's something like this, where they say there's a problem and nobody else is saying there's a problem, and your items are loading in-game and on Steam, like at that point it's the bots. Let's see, check out. What the hell, dude? Like, this is abnormal. This doesn't happen. But I guess I'm just gonna have to wait. I'll come back to you guys in like 10 minutes and see if we're able to make this trade. Yeah, I know it hasn't been 10 minutes, but my inventory was loading fine. So if I hit trade offers, new trade offer, and try to send myself, or even this bot, a trade, you can see it's loading. I guess I could put it in there manually, but that's just kind of annoying. Normally it's nice to have the bots do it for you. But yeah, if you want to see how a normal trade looks, I did one in the weapons buying video, so I guess just look there. But let's just go send our offer manually with the exact amount we need, which is a full page of 16, and then 0.22, which is a scrap. I only have one, that's a problem. Send him a reclaimed, and then he will send me a scrap and the Cuban bristle crisis. There you go. Click here to confirm, make offer, and let's go confirm that on the mobile app. And you can see, send me a message. I've accepted your offer. That's weird, dude. Bots normally don't not do things right. But I don't know if you guys got to hear in the video, but I definitely did just get an item. And if I go back to the menu, I can see that item is my new Cuban bristle crisis. And then for some reason, like a second later, I get my my scrap. You can see success went through successfully. And if we get a soldier now, we have our Cuban bristle crisis, and we got a much better looking loadout, and we could even have a third item instead of the Abominomicon. But I'll go do that more on my own, because I don't want this video to be an hour of me finding my loadouts. But basically, just go on loadout.tf, play around, find your loadouts, go on backpack.tf, and go trade for your items. Yo, what's poppin', guys? Sizzle here, post-recording, realizing I forgot to mention something. I made a nice engineer set of the Viking Braider, the Egghead's overalls, and the Hot Rod, which is somewhere up here. And I think it looks kind of nice. You got like the little, you know, gut. I think the Hot Rod looks sick, and then the beard goes with it pretty well. And you can see all those are for sale on backpack.tf just like normal. But I wanted to show off another option for buying stuff that I genuinely would recommend. I've used these guys before for specifically buying things. Do not sell to these guys. They generally scam you. Well, not really scam. They give you like, you know, a decently average bot price, but generally selling to humans will get you more money than selling to bots. And especially selling cosmetics and stuff. But if you go log in to their site with Steam, right, you can see now that I'm logged in, I can literally just type in the items I want here. So the Hot Rod, and they won't have everything. Backpack TF will have everything. These guys only have some things, but for example, the Hot Rod and the Egghead's overalls, they don't seem to have. And then the Viking Raider, which I know they have. Why is that not loading? They clearly mention right here that they have it. Okay, I guess it took a second to load. Let me check the Eggheads overalls as well. Give it a second to load. And I guess they don't have it, but you can see on the left here, they even tell you, this is how much refined metal you have. These are items we'll buy off you. Right, you can see I bought this for 16 refined. They'll only pay me 13. If you sell to a human, you'll probably get 15 refined. Right, that's generally, the market's kind of just like that. But you can see I get 2 parts real quick. I hit a trade now button, and I actually have to, give them my trade link. So let's hit get link and go grab that and paste it right in here. And once you do that, they will automatically make the trade for you, and you literally just have to hit the accept button. And these guys are nice if you're buying multiple items. Like if you went on loadout.tf and you made a set for every single class that you play, this would be the site I would buy from just for convenience alone. You can see both our items for 4 ref. We hit accept. I then can confirm it on the app. And then you can hear, we got our items in game. You have new items. We got our scrap metal, hot rod, and Viking breeder. So we didn't get the Eggheads overalls yet. I'll have to trade for those from, backpack.tf. You can see. Nice little combo right there. And because the human bristle crisis happens to be multi-class, we could also use it here. And honestly, it looks okay here. It's important, especially if you're on a budget, to consider multi-class items, because they're generally not that much more expensive, and you can, like the name implies, equip them on multiple classes. And they can look pretty nice that way. But yeah, just thought I'd record this little extra section at the end. Quicksell.store is not the only website like this. It's the one that generally, from my experience, has the most items for the best prices. But there are definitely other kind of automated trading sites like it. I mean, scrap.tf is one of them, but from my experience, the prices that scrap.tf puts on hats is crazy high. And they also don't have a lot of items in stock. Yeah, this type of site, like quicksell.store, the automatic trading bot type of site, it might go away, in a few years' time. Who knows? No one really knows. But at least for the time being and for the last few years, this site's been active, and it doesn't really show any signs of going anywhere. But even if this site disappears, backpack.tf and scrap.tf are so central to the game that they'll probably always be around, which is why I showed off those methods first. And yeah. Hopefully you found this useful, and I'll see you in the next one. Have a great rest of your day.